make it by the single star. Hurrah! Hurrah! Up 1,000 right, hurrah! We rally around the bonny blue flag and bell a single star.
Hello everyone. Unexpectedly there's been an addition to today's event roster, and this is the Flight of Swallows, and it's supposed to be a recreation of the encounters between Me262s and large bomber formations escorted by American fighters late in the war. So since this event is brand new, I think I'll try and cover it. Well, unexpectedly the Germans have got a lot more players, which is quite surprising because, well, the Me262 isn't a very popular plane in War Thunder. Its flight model has got a few problems, shall we say, and, well, that's a very high tier plane, so wouldn't expect it to have too many owners compared to the lower tier P-51, but let's see how we get on here. I'm moderately experienced with the P-51. I've got about 40 games in realistic battles. But against these Me262s, well, we're about to find out how well I can perform in this Mustang. It's a good plane, don't get me wrong, but I mean the Me262 is a jet, but it's kind of not really modelled correctly at high altitude if I remember correctly. Alright, let's spawn in here. I love the skill on this P-51 D5. Right, there's our bomber formation. Only 18 bombers, but not particularly impressive. Let's see here. Climb off to the side a little bit. Any D30s? Or D20s, should I say? Couple of them. This is much like the Guardian Angel event, which you may have heard about, may have played yourself, which is basically a similar premise, except the opponents don't have Me262s, they are BF1, BF109, G10s and Focke-Wulfs and so on. I can get a bit more sound here. Oh, it's already quite loud apparently. Tad more. Now this could go horribly wrong and I'll get shot down immediately. Or I could end up getting a kill or two. We'll soon find out. Just surviving would be a good start. We're at a good altitude here. The I was about to say P-47, the P-50, damn these American fighter names. Actually they're incredibly simple, so I've got no excuse, have I? The P-51 Mustang, at this sort of altitude, we're at 6,500 meters, which is, God, excuse me if I'm wrong, what is that, 25,000 feet, something like that? That's a good altitude for the P-51. It likes high altitudes. The Me262 doesn't, or the Me262 that is currently modelled in this game, its flight model, how Gaijin have implemented it. It's a bit lackluster. I mean, I'm only commenting on what I've heard, because I haven't flown it myself. I'm only as far as the G6 in the German fighter line. But anyway, here we go. What's this down here? Unsurprisingly, it's an Me262, because that's the only kind of plane the Germans have in this event. But, oh, shall I dive on this guy? I think I will. Let's see. If he's going in a straight line, I'll be able to catch up with him in a dive. I've rolled over into a split S. He's climbing up to meet another P-51, and two are coming down on him, and they've missed, and one's chasing him. Let's see if I can get a few hits on him. There's a hit.
The enemy is taking the initiative.
Might overtake him if I'm not careful. Right. Right, I've got a slight G-force affecting me here, so I can't see where he's gone. Is he still alive? Yes, he is. He's dropping down there. I don't want to lose all my altitude chasing one guy. Oh, here we go. He's sort of coming towards me. Oh shit, head on with the 262. Excuse the language. 15 kilogram burst mass. It's the one plane you want head on. Luckily he didn't hit me. Oh my god. You know when that plane hit you. I don't think I've felt this exposed in a game of realistic battle for quite some time. Oh, I hit him though. Didn't set him on fire. I am using the tracer belt, which is 100% APIT armor-piercing incendiary tracer, which was designed to set fire to jets, if I remember correctly. So I've got the right belt for the job, to put it in shorter phrasing. I've got some good speed here. I've lost some altitude, but the enemy wasn't very high anyway. This guy is turning around in front of me, and he's coming down towards me. Where is he going away? Who's going away from me? I thought he was coming towards me. But with a burst mass, it's got the highest burst mass in the game, the Me262. 4 MK108 30mm heavy cannons, or heavy auto cannons. When we're talking about planes, it doesn't get much bigger than 30mm, apart from some very obscure designs. Like that stupid KI-102. Am I going to rip my wings off here, or am I going to catch up with him? I'm catching up with him. Oh, I've set him on fire. There we go. Oh shit, got my wings. Ugh. Is he going to crash? I hope so. I'd like to get a kill on a jet. Oh, I've damaged his tail. He's lost control of his plane. Come on. I think his tail's frozen in place, so it's just going to keep going forward forever. But yeah, if that fire doesn't go out, he's had it. There we go. Nice. Well, at least I've got one kill. That's something. Right, better start heading back to the action now. I've lost quite a lot of altitude. Do a light 10-15 degree climb. Oh, hang on a minute. P-17 just circling around, wondering where the hell everyone else is. Alright, we're back up to 3,000 meters now. Let's see the scores. Wow. Looking bad for the Germans. I did catch up that Mustang in a Mustang? I'm flying the Mustang. I'm not chasing myself here. This isn't Catch-22. I caught up the Me262 in a dive, the Schwalbe, the Swallow, whatever you want to call it. The very beautiful looking plane that doesn't perform very well. It's one way of putting it. Yeah, the Me262. I've heard many comments on the forums saying how badly this plane performs at altitude, and maybe this result screen here, this scoreboard, is an indication of that, but I apologise if the game sounds a little quiet. It sounded okay on my previous video, but you may be able to hear it quietly in the background. I'll see if this improves matters. Still quite quiet. Well, we'll see how it turns out on the video. But I think they're down to their last plane, 2 planes. 2 planes left. We've got 4 bombers left, so this has been a pretty close game in terms of them destroying all of our planes. Our B-17s, basically our objective is to defend them, and if all those planes are destroyed, the game ends, much like in Guardian Angel. I can't say that's my first jet kill in the P-51. I did shoot down a MiG-15 recently in the Chengdu event, but the P-51 is a wonderful plane, especially at high speed, above 500 km per hour. You can outturn pretty much everything, apart from a zero perhaps. What else have we got going here? Enemy AAA. Where are these 262s? Have they gone to hiding? Have they run away? We might have to do a rat scramble. If you don't know what a rat scramble is, that was a RAF tactic of destroying Me262s. They found the easiest way to destroy them was to get them while they were taking off or landing, because it was a difficult landing procedure. The plane performed quite poorly at low speed, and when it was taking off it gathered speed quite slowly as the engines warmed up and started spinning up. It took a while, so typhoons and tempests were usually the planes used, and they'd come in at low altitude and strafe the 262s as they were taking off or landing. And that was highly successful until the Germans built a flak lane of over 100 flak Veerlings, quad 20mm stationary emplacements. And I think 8 typhoons were lost in a week, and that resulted in the RAF announcing a no ground attacks policy for 2 days. I think it lasted. And that's so severe were the effects of this, flak lane, that all ground attacks were banned for a short period. But after that, this was so late in the war that eventually, they were running out of fuel, they were running out of good pilots, and the plane struggled to reach its full potential. Yeah, one of those wonder weapons that, prolonged the war for a few weeks perhaps, but were never built in large enough numbers to have a real effect on the war's outcome, much like so many other projects. So, back to the game. We are almost victorious. There's one 262 left, and he's coming across me from right to left, so I'm going to try and get in front of him here. B-17s are still partially alive. We've got 4 of them left.
Attack the enemy!
It looks like we're going to win this game. I mean, I don't want to jinx myself, but to be honest, don't want to... Oh, hang on a minute. Is this guy coming straight towards me? Yes, he is. Another head on 1262. I think he had a case of sparkle cannons there, because he just hit me and not a lot happened. Where's he gone? Stop blacking out, you lazy sod. There we go. He's been critted. But where has he been critted? Don't know. He's getting away. God, there's a lot of us on him. I have a long range burst. Any hits? No, he's too far away. God, the entire US Air Force is chasing this one guy. If I was him, I'd probably bail out now. But then again, he's got a really high repair cost, so you probably want to try and take a few of us with him. Is he on fire? Of course he's on fire. All these jets do is burn. That's a nasty blaze. He's snaking. He's rolling over. He's going into a death roll. He's heading straight for that frozen river. He's snaking. He's shaking. Yeah, there he goes. And that was the end of the 262s in this skirmish. GG, good game. I'd love to show you this from the perspective of the Germans, but I'm afraid it'll be a very, very long time before I have an Me262. See if I can squeeze some extra XP credits here. Yeah. Bit of lawn mowing. Who doesn't like a bit of lawn mowing? Your own team, usually. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Your own team gets pretty annoyed of you if you spend a lot of time near the ground in a high altitude fighter. But who can blame them? And that's the end of the game. I claimed 1 jet, and I survived. I survived 2 head-on situations with enemy 262. Yeah, I'm a bit of an idiot for doing that, but you know, I had a go because it was fun. Well, that is a short but sweet introduction into the Flight of Swallows event, and it'll be available for the next 2 days, I believe. Let's verify that. Flight of Swallows, 2 days, 19 hours, so basically 3 days. So if you want to have a go at this event, you're going to need a P-51 or an Me262. And you're going to want to try and get as many kills as possible, especially if you're in a 262, because of that repair cost. But, you know, nice bit of entertainment there. I'm liking Gaijin's approach here with these special events. The ones that are compared to these usual ones here. They're also fun, but, you know, they're a little bit plain. So that was nice. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm glad I brought at least 1 jet down. That was something, at least something to write home about. And I'll see you guys soon.